Welcome back to Teacher Log class, and now we are looking at PSLE last minute revision, and this is set A, and now we are basically looking at 2025 different school prelim paper. So I have selected different questions from different schools that I have put in different sets, and now we are discussing the first set number A. Okay, so let's look at a few questions here. So the first question from SCSJ, paper 1, question 11. Here says that a plank of wood was cut into two pieces in a ratio of 2 to 3. So basically, you can understand that you just assume that this is the wood. Now, I cut into two pieces in a ratio of 2 to 3. Basically means that I need to cut into 5 different units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know the first 2 unit belongs to the first piece, and the second one will be here. Okay, now what happened is the longer piece, which is the second one, was then cut into two pieces in the ratio of 1 to 3. And here say 1 to 3. Okay, let me just highlight this. 1 to 3 means that this part are supposedly divided into 1 to 3. But if you look at it carefully, this 1 to 3 unit is actually 4 unit. But here is actually 3 unit. So it means that I need to cut. But how should I be able to cut? How can I cut? In order to cut this, we must actually make it into equal. So 4 and 3, we are supposed to make it the same by looking for the LCM, which is 4 times 3, 12, and 3 I need to cut into 4 unit. So 4 unit, 4 unit, 4 unit, 4 unit, and 4 unit. And if I multiply 3 here, so I need to multiply 3 here as well, 3 here as well, and I know the ratios is actually 3 to 9. Means that on the longer piece, I need to cut one is 3 unit, another one is 9 unit. So I can just maybe cut, say this is the 3 unit, this is the 9 unit, and this is no longer the second piece. Maybe this will be the second piece, this will be the third piece. And among all this, I know that this second one is the shortest. Okay, this is the shortest. And the question here says what? The shorter piece among the 3 pieces was 18 cm. Means that this is 18 cm. And I know that this 3 unit is actually 18 cm. So what I can do now is to find out if 3 unit is equal to 18 cm, what is the original length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 20 unit. So 20 unit will be equivalent to 18 divided by 3 times 20, times 20. So 3 and 18 simplify becomes 6. 6 times 20, 120, and this is in cm. So our answer for option 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4. Sorry, a bit sick. Let's move on to the next question. The next question that I would like to share with you is from Aitong, paper 1, question 40. So here say that Jack drew 3 triangles to form a figure. As you can see, the first, the second, and the third. Here says what? Here says that the areas of the triangles were in the ratio of 1, 8, 12. Means that this small one is 8, this big one is 8, the biggest one is 12. He then shaded some parts of the figure as shown. What is the ratio of the total area of the shaded part to the area of the figure? So the first thing we can kind of recognize is that this is 1. A bit hard to see. Let me change the color to white. This is 1. And this second largest triangle is 8. But if I want to talk about the white color part, I will actually put here as 7. Do you know why? Because the whole thing here is 8, right? So it means that it includes the 1 here. So 7 plus 1, the whole thing white, the triangle here will be 8. But if I were to look for the white color part here only, there will be 7. And the same thing, the whole thing here is 12. I mean, the big triangle is 12. But if I would have already have 7 and here 1, means that the shaded part, outer here shaded part, that will be equivalent to 4. Why? Because 12 minus 7 minus 1 is equal to 4. And now, when you find out all these small little part, then it will be easier for you to find the shaded part and the figure. So what is the total shaded and the total figure? I mean, total figure is very easy. It's 12 because the whole thing is 12, right? The whole thing here is 12. But what's the total shaded part? Again, I have one shaded here. I have another one is here, 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So the ratio will be equivalent to 5 to 12, which is option number 1. Okay, some of the students might get confused by just doing 1 plus 8 plus 12, something like this, 1 plus 12, and that is actually very, very careless. Let's move on to the next question, which is from ACSJ Paper 1, question 23. And this is actually considered one of the easier question, but I just want to remind you again about the algebra that some of you actually get it wrong during your prelim exam. Let's look at this question. They say that the table shows the number of visitors to bird paradise. So Monday to Friday, there's 3p. Now remember the keyword here is each day. Each day means Monday 3p, Tuesday 3p, until Friday, so 3p. Saturday 6p plus 70, Sunday 9p minus 25. A. What was the total number of visitors to bird paradise in this week? Express your answer in terms of p in the simplest form. Now, again, when you see the word in terms of p, it means that your answer must have p inside. Okay, it's not like only p, but p with something. Okay, so first, Monday to Friday, I have 5 days, and 3p is each day. So 3p times 5, I know that Monday to Friday, I have 15p. And now I want to find the total number. So just add everything together. 15p plus 6p plus 70 plus 9p minus 25. And what will be the answer? So let's just count. 15p plus 6p, 21p, 21 plus 9p, that will be equivalent to 30p. Okay, so 30p, so 30p. But you are not yet done. I still have 70 minus 25. And 70 minus 25 is 45. So the answer is 30p plus 45 visitors. And there's no unit needed here because it's visitors. Now let's move on to part B. The total number of visitors to bird paradise in the week was 7395. Find the value of P. Again, what we found here, the algebraic expression here, is the total number of visitors to the bird paradise in this week. And now they are also giving you the same thing, but now the exact value. So what they are trying to have you do is to make the dp plus 45 equal to 7395. That will be the equation that you need to form in the first place. And now you need to find the value of p. And again, when they ask you to find the value of p, basically they are asking you to solve. Means by p equal to 1. And as you know, plus 45, we must move it to that side. And plus 45 move it to that side, that will be equivalent to minus 7395 minus 45, and your 30p is equal to 7350. And now you need to find p is equal to what? So 7350 divided by 30. Remember, this is a paper 1 question. You are not allowed to use calculator. So just do it normally. 2 times 30, 60, 135. So 4 times 30, 120. 150. So 5 times 30, 150. So the answer is basically 2, 4, 5. And yes, your answer here is 2, 4, 5. And you are done for this question. It's a very simple question. Basically, perhaps there's nothing tricky here. But again, it's just a reminder on how you are actually solving this algebra question. Let's look at the next question. And the next question is from CHS Paper 1, question 30. And it's a kind of a drawing question. And again, I would like to have you guys try this question because again, sometimes you made a lot of mistake here. So the first thing I want to remind you before you read the question is that you are supposed to use what? Pencil and ruler to draw single straight line. Again, why am I asking you to use pencil? Because if you use pen, you can't erase it using your correction tape because you are not allowed to use correction tape in your PSLE. And why am I asking you to use ruler? Because you need to draw nice straight lines, okay? And again, single straight line. What do I mean by single straight line? It means that when you draw one line, it means like this. I don't want you like this. That, yeah, not enough, not nice, not nice, like this, like this, like this. No. And I don't want you to draw like this, then like this, because it does not looks like a single and nice straight line here. Okay? So let's read the question together. In square grid, AB and AD are straight lines, as you can see. AB is here, AD is here. Both lines are part of a trapezium ABCD. Again, the first thing should come to mind is trapezium means what? Trapezium means there is only one pair of parallel lines. That means that later, whatever that you draw must have a pair of parallel lines. And it's only one pair, okay? Let's read the question continually. Here say what? AB is parallel to CD. Means that AB here and CD will be somewhere here, and they are parallel. So probably something like this, looks like this, okay? And CD is half the length of AB. Now, if you look carefully, right, AB is actually like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half means only like 1, 2. So probably if you to assume, based on that, CD probably looks like this. Okay, I'm not drawing that nice, but yeah, you should draw nicely. Half right, because 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. Okay, let me just draw it a bit nicer. Hopefully I can get this right. Okay, something like this. And draw trapezium ABCD on the grid below. So I form the line, so I need to form a different line here. Something like this. Okay, you should draw better, but let me just fix this quick one. Okay, yeah, you should draw better than me. So, and they say what? Draw trapezium ABCD. And something that you should not forget here is you must make sure you label. Okay? Even though the question don't use the word label, you still need to label because they say trapezium ABCD and you should have this ABCD here. Okay? Now, next part. AD is one side of a rhombus. Now, AD now, this line is one side of a rhombus. Again, what do we mean by rhombus? Rhombus means what? Means that all sides are actually have the same length. And you have two pairs of parallel line. Okay, so it should look nice one. So let's look at this question. Here say what? Draw ADEF on the grid such that it does not overlap with trapezium ABCD. Means that whatever that you draw now, it cannot go upward, must go downwards. Okay? Go downwards. And now you must draw the same what? Same length side. So how do we assume this? We can look at here, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the right, 1 to the south or to the bottom part. So, or you can think of something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one go here. So another one point will be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One go down here. So basically, if you draw nicely, it looks like this. Look like this. Okay, this is definitely not nice, but yeah, you use ruler, okay? I can't use ruler here. Can I use ruler here? No, this for measurement. Hey, draw a line. Oh yeah, I can use this. Okay, let me just try this out. Okay, I'm not really sure how to use this, but it's okay. Okay, yeah, something like this. Ah, okay, you know what I meant. Okay, it's definitely not right. Okay, it's okay. This is not nice. But anyway, you know what it means. So AD, then what is it? ADEF. So ADEF. Okay. Oh, sorry, I can't take it. So let me just redraw this. Ah, this is not nice. Ah, it's okay. You know this. So, and when you label, right, make sure it's kind of a clockwise labeling. Means that what? As you can see here is A, B, C, D. So it's a clockwise. And the same thing, A, D, E, F is a clockwise. Okay, so try to make sure it is clockwise labeling. Okay, in a way that if you really can't, then yeah, no choice. Yeah, so that's basically that looks like this. But of course, you use ruler, it should draw so much better than mine. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So let's move on to the next question from ACSJ paper 2 question 14. Um, this actually worth about 4 marks, and I think it's a good question for us to try. Now, let's look at this question. There were almonds and chocolate cookies in the container. And so let's just straight away, let's read the question first. Mrs. Tan took out 35 almond cookies and 60% of the chocolate. After that, the ratio of the number of almond to chocolate now in a container was 2 to 5. What fraction of the chocolate cookies did Mrs. Tan take out from the container? Give your answer in the simplest form. Right. I think the question is kind of simple for part A. We know that Mr. Tan took out 60% and they are now asking for the fraction. So 60% basically means 60 out of what? 100. If you simplify further, it'll be 3 out of 5. So, okay, very simple question, 3 out of 5. Next part. Let's do B part. B here, okay? B. Mrs. Tan have 154 more chocolate cookies than almond cookies at first. How many almond and chocolate cookies were left in the container in the end? Let's try something simple first and try to put everything in a big picture first. Start from beginning. There were almond, there were chocolate. So I have almond here, I have chocolate here. Do I know how many do I have at first? No, I don't know. Mrs. Tan took out 35, so I minus 35 here. And 60% of the chocolate cookies. And I know what 60%, as I know, and I found out is 3 out of 5. Means that out of 5 unit, I take out 3 unit. Means that what I actually have supposed to be 2 unit. Correct? This is what we learned, right? After that, the ratio of the number of almond to chocolate was 2 to 5. Eh? Means that here supposed to be 2 unit. Here supposed to be 5 unit. Eh? Here say 2 unit. Here say 5 unit. Eh? These two are actually supposed to be the same, but they are not the same. So we are supposed to make it the same by looking for LCM. So what is the LCM of 2 and 5? Basically what? You know it's 10. So 5, I will times 2. And if I times 2 here, I need to times 2 here. Okay? And this 2, I need to times 5. And if I times 5 here, it affects the rest here. So this basically tells you that here supposed to be 25 unit. Here supposed to be 15 unit. And here, as you know, supposed to be 10 unit. Here supposed to be 4 unit. Okay, looks nice, right? And if after taking away 35, I have 4 unit. Means that before I have 4 unit plus 35. Okay, makes sense? Now, this is basically all the units at first and after. And the question says what? Part B, the question here says what? Mrs. Tan have 154 more chocolate than almond at first. Chocolate is 25 unit. Almond is 4 unit plus 35. This actually more than this. By how many? 154. So which means that if I use 25 unit minus the whole thing here, look carefully, the whole thing here, means 4 unit plus 35, it will be equivalent to what? 154. Why? Because 25 unit is 154 more than 4 unit plus 35. Okay? Then it will be minus, which applies to 4 unit, which applies to 35. Okay? This is something we learned for quite a while. Minus 35 equal to 154. So 25 minus 24 unit will be 21 unit. And minus 35, move there will become plus 35. So 154 plus 35 gives you 189. So if 21 unit is 189, 1 unit will be equal to 9. Okay, so we found out 1 unit is equal to what? And that is the most important part here. Last step. Here say what? How many almond and chocolate cookies were left in the container in the end? Almond, I left with 4 unit. Chocolate, I left with 10 unit. And I know what? 4 plus 10 is basically 14, right? So 4 unit plus 10 unit is 14. And 14 unit basically means need to times 9. Because 1 unit is 9, 14 unit is 14 times 9. And that will be equivalent to 1, 2, 6. And that is your final result. Okay, so I believe my students should know this quite well because we have been practicing this kind of question quite a lot. Okay, nothing tricky, simple, and let's move on to our next question. Feel free to pause here if you feel you need more time to digest whatever I have just discussed. Okay, so the last question that we are discussing in this set A is from ITONG paper 2 question 17. Okay, ITONG paper 2 question 17. Here says that there were 16 more students in team A than in team B in competition. Let's try to draw the model. And you know I like to draw model side by side. So it's easy for me to compare. So I'll just draw like this. This is 16. Okay, and you know that, again, let me change a different color. And you know that this and this are actually the same. Okay? So here says what? Here says that 1 out of 4 of the students in team A and 3 out of 7 of the students in team B were actually girls. Oh, wow. So it means that team A, 1 out of 4 are girls. Means that I can cut this into 4 parts. And out of these 4 units, I know these 1 units are girls. Okay? And if I cut here, I will need to do the same thing here, right? Because they are the same. So I need to cut here, cut here, cut here. And don't forget, this 1 out of 4 of students in team A means that it includes the 16. So 1 out of 4 of 16s are actually what? 4. Means I have how many girls here? I have 4 girls here among these 16 students. And of course, if I know that 16 minus 2 or minus 4, I have 12 boys here. Right? I mean, if I have 4 girls, means I have 12 boys. Okay? So let me just erase this and make it nice. So, and of course, I know the rest here will be boys. Let's look at here. 3 out of 7 of the students in team B were girls. Means that among 7 unit of the students, 3 are girls. Huh? But I have a problem here. Here is 7, right? But here is actually what? 4. Again, these two are supposed to be the same, but they're not the same. So we are supposed to make it the same by looking for LCM. So this 7, I supposed to multiply by 4, and of course it impact the one on top. So it means out of 12 out of 28 are actually girls. But here is 4. How do we make it into 28 times 7? Means I need to cut each unit here into 7 different parts. Let's be lazy a bit. I just put 7. Okay, I don't want to cut 7 unit, 7 unit. And of course, if here 7 unit, here also need to be 7 unit. That means among these 28 unit, I know 12. So let me just draw here. 12 unit are girls. And of course, if 12 units are girl, 28 minus 12, I know 16 will be boy. 16 unit will be boys. Make sense, right? And let's look back team A. Team A here is what? 7 unit girls, boys is 21 unit boys. Okay. There's a bit confusing here. So let's try to organize our things a bit nicer. What's the total unit for girls? And what's the total unit for boys? Let's try to write it nicer, okay? Let's try to highlight this. So for girls, let me just put a yellow color. 7 unit girls. For girls, 12 unit girls. So 7 plus 12 unit is what? 19 unit. And I have 4 girls, so plus 4. Again, this is unit. This is the exact number, so you can't add to them together, okay? How about boys? Let's try to use a green color. 21 unit, 12 boys, 16 unit boys. So 21 unit plus 16 unit is actually equal to what? It's actually equal to 37 unit boys. And of course, I have a 12 boys here. And let's continue reading the question. Here says what? Here says that the number of boys was twice, double the number of girls in the competition. Means that this number is actually double of what we have here. Means what? Means that in order for us to calculate what is that 1 unit, I actually can choose to times 2 here and make it the same. Huh? Teacher, what do you mean? Okay, here, the number of boys is double the number of girls. So what I can choose to do is to double the number of girls so that it will be equal to the number of boys. Okay, let me repeat. The number of boys is actually already double the number of girls. So boys have more. So what I need to do is to double up the number of girls so that it will be equal to the number of boys. Okay. So 19 unit, I times 2, 38 unit. 4 times 2, 8. And it's equal to 37 unit plus 12. And I think this is kind of simple. What you can choose to do is to see here, 38, 37. So I move 37 here, then plus 8, I'll move there. So 38 unit, 37 unit minus, to be 38 unit minus 37 unit equal to 12 minus 8. So very simple. 1 unit is equal to what? 4. Okay, kind of simple here. Last part. How many boys were there all together? Boys, again, I know is what? 37 unit plus 12. So if 1 unit is 4, 37 times 4 plus 12. And just get your calculator, press it, and you should get 160. That will be your final answer. And you are done for our question here. And yes, we are done for set A also. Okay. Congratulations for finishing our last minute revision set A, and we shall move on to set number B. Please try your best also to revise all these questions. Again, all these questions are actually kind of important, and I've read through all the papers, and I actually selected these few questions that I think is more interesting and more fun, and perhaps something that you guys need more when I look at your prelim exam or prelim papers result. Anyway, hope this helps you a lot, and thank you. See you. Bye bye.